Hello, everyone, and thank you all so much for joining us. I'm sure that this will be a very fun, very light conversation with all of you watching and my family here as we dig into the hashtag Generation Gap, brought to you by CNN Philippines in partnership with Mig Light. I'm Inka Magnaye, an events host and voice artist, and joining me tonight is my family. Hi, Mom.
Hello. Hey. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindy Pellicer Magnaye, and I'm also a voice talent. Ito mas grabe. Ito talaga, you hear her every single day. And here's my sister-in-law, Neneng.
Hi! Ang programang ito, Great SPG. Yes, I'm the voice talent for that line. I'm Neneng Magnaye Arceo. Hello to everyone. Hello to all the viewers. Good evening. I'm excited to have this conversation, guys. Striktong opinion at karanasan lang po namin ang pag-uusapan natin at hindi po kami representative ng buong henerasyon. And hello to our young guest. Hi, Vinci.
Hey, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you guys. So I just want to ask, what are we talking about tonight? What is generation gap?
I'm so happy that you asked, Vince. So the generation gap basically is a difference of opinions or beliefs in one generation to another. So of course that changes because the times change all the time and then, things adapt. Now, I think we can all relate that in most instances, all of these differences are associated in the workplace. One job seeking site defines each generation as follows. So for the baby boomers, we have our sole representative right here, Mama.
Hello, right on, hon, right on.
Hello. So it says here 1946 to 1964, hardworking and ambitious in the workplace. Is that true?
Definitely.
Attributes their self-worth to their occupation. Is that true as well?
Yeah, that's true. Those are all really nice things about me, and I like it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. And then wants to be seen as loyal to their job and takes a job-centered mindset in the workplace. So that's true. Now, Gen X, Neneng, 1965 to 1980. It says here, laid back or low-key and independent.
Very true.
Mm-hmm. Value friendly, flexible workplaces and productivity over hours spent at work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Now, seeks out efficiency and innovation in the workplace and their personal lives while valuing the autonomy to make choices and create relationships with mentors.
Absolutely correct.
That is a mouthful. Okay.
I second that.
Oh, nice. Next up, Millennials.
That's you.
Oh, that's you.
1981 to 1996. Seek meaningful work that allows them to grow and use their creative skills. That's me. I do TikTok.
That's so Inka. That's so Inka Magnaye.
Technologically, gusto ko yung full name talaga. That's so Inka Magnaye.
And this one, especially the next
Technologically savvy and use technology to make their work more efficient and generate a long-lasting impact. That is true. Yearn to grow and prioritize professional development over loyalty to a company. This is true as well. Although I must say that I learned the loyal to their job and job-centered mindset in the workplace part from you and Pops, because I stayed in one radio station for 8 years. So that's that.
We learn from each other.
Yeah, we do. And then Gen Z, we got Vince, 1997 to 2015, prioritizes authenticity, truth, and connectivity in their relationships.
Yep, 100%.
100%. Okay. Want authentic employers, flexible work environments, clear directions, and transparency about their work. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. And then value social awards for experiential projects that credit them for innovating and seeking personal growth in the process of reaching performance goals. Yeah.
Yep, that is very true.
So basically, everything that is stated here is more or less how we all are, and it's such an interesting fact to see it right there. Now, to everyone watching us tonight, saang henerasyon kayo belong? Okay, I want you to send us your thoughts via the chat box right here. Feel free to also send questions at sasagutin natin yan later on in the discussion. Okay. Now, iba-iba talaga ang characteristics per generation, but different traits also lead to different perspective and choices in life. What I want to know is, what do do you guys think of the following topics that we will be flashing on the screen with us right here? Entitled and Lazy Millennials. What do you guys think of this one? Mom.
Okay, entitled is a little too strong a word because medyo nakaka-insulto din minsan, no, when you say that. But I think the millennials are really, I respect their they know what they want, like, you know, when it comes to money and their relationships, and planado yung buhay nila and their boundaries, it's all planned out. Unlike us before, we were like, okay, well, I'm speaking for myself, okay, as a boomer, we were like more on the hippie times, you know, like just let it roll, baby, you know, so something like that, you know. So but you guys are more like, woo, this is what I want to be, so goal oriented, and like you don't even want to get married. I don't think I'll even have grandchildren because you guys are so into your
I want to
careers.
get married.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, prove it. Prove it. I want a grandchild. No, that's kidding. That's a boomer talking, right? So, because when we were young, we were like,
did she say me?
No, di ba, Ninang? Oh, dapat at this age may asawa ka na. At this age may anak ka na. So, but you guys, heck, di ba? Parang
structured back then. It was structured back then, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so yun lang, I really admire that about you guys.
That's nice to know, though. Thanks, Mom. What about you, Ninang?
You're welcome.
Well, my take on this, the millennials, because they have a different level of confidence.
Oh, you work with a lot of millennials.
Yeah.
Like
And
most of your workforce, no, millennials.
Millennials and Gen Zs, yes. And they have a different level of assertiveness. And with technology, millennials are exposed to different stimuli, hence the short attention span.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're being attacked.
Sorry. But hey. And they like to try a lot of things. Yun naman ang gusto ko doon. They're very eager. They're very adventurous. Diba? They like to try and see if it works, or if it fails, move on. Ganun naman yun.
Actually, yeah. That is what I like to do. Like, I do like to try things. I'm going to put a pin on that, the confidence part, because I know we'll be talking about another thing later on. But first we go to this one, live-in setup before marriage. Okay, so I'm going to chime in on this one because I actually did this. I lived with an ex of mine for a while. And when I was in my early 20s, and much to the dismay of my boomer mother, I say that with a lot of love, okay? But also understanding. They were like, what are you doing? Please get married, ganito, ganyan. And I would tell them, you know, I get it. But the thing is, it's a little different now. Like, it's for me, number one, it was more practical because, you know, you already have like a life together basically. And then you just share those expenses. You stay in one place because you are already in each other's, interwoven so deeply into each other's lives. So it only makes sense to do that. Number two, it doesn't make sense also now in our earning capacity to actually get married, plan a wedding, pay for all of that. It's a big expense that could actually go to our savings or our home. And then next, as I saw in one of the chat box, cohabitation is a perfect step to test the relationship. That is so true.
That's so true.
That's what I think. What do you guys think?
My generation, we like to keep an open mind about these things. So there are going to be some who are influenced by their elders, by their parents, and who are taught the old-fashioned way. Yeah. And there are going to be the others who are more open-minded about it and are willing to try something like living in together before marriage. So I think it depends from person to person, and what works for one might not work for the other.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah.
So smart. Ang galing mo, Vince. Ang galing mo talaga. Yeah.
No, that's true though. That's true.
That's so true. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
took
I
the
agree.
words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that it really depends on the person. Next one, achieving work-life balance. I want to ask Ninang.
I'm actually guilty of that. I do not have a balance between my work and life.
Oh no.
No, seriously. And my husband is could attest to that. Talagang, I'm such a workhorse and workaholic. And
Because you're a Magnaye.
yeah. Yes.
That is also true.
It's a trait. It's a trait in our blood. But
Yeah.
yes, I am trying my best. Struggle is real to have and achieve that work-life balance. It is essential, actually. It will
It
keep
is.
your sanity intact, diba?
What do you do to put in effort into that? You know, na parang to try to achieve work-life balance.
Really just make an effort to schedule work and tell myself as much as possible, please limit your work hours. Set aside time for set aside time for what do you call this, self-improvement. That's one.
R&R.
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 Keep your health, exercise.
Yeah.
Even just a 30-minute break from your work, walk around, chat with somebody, it really helps a lot.
That's so true.
Years
Sounds
ago.
very Gen Z. Gen
Yeah.
Z.
It does.
Diba?
See?
Like your mom, diba?
Now, next one.
Okay.
Achievement-oriented, dedicated, and career-focused baby boomers. What do
What?
you...
Achievement-oriented, dedicated,
Mhm.
and career-focused.
Okay, you sound like you're the one who wants to say something about it.
Achievement-oriented, all I really wanted to achieve was like during my time, I went to school. I didn't finish because I wanted to work. I was eager to work. I wanted to earn my own money already. And I moved out as well. I was in a boarding house near my work, and it was like all
Adventure.
girls fun. Yeah, adventure. I was like 22 and 23, somewhere your age, hon.
There you go.
And so after that, I got into radio and stuff like that. And then, of course, like how we are trained by our parents who are the silent generation, by the way.
Apparently, yeah.
Our parents, Ninang, even Nanay, I think, it belong to the silent generation. Now they're the ones that want us to have children and grandchildren and stuff like that. So my aim that time, when I had you at 27, I said, oh my gosh, I'm so old already.
Excuse me.
God, I'm so old. Diba? During that time, sabi ko, shucks, lola na ako. Like, I'm so old na I can't have a baby. And then now, you guys are having babies in your 40s. And look at Ninang. Wow, perfect example. Galing. I mean, just like pinag-iwanan ako ng panahon. But then again, yun, that's what I mean. See? So that was my focus, having you guys.
Why, thank you. I think it changes nga per generation, what the focus is, no?
Yes,
different talaga. Yeah. So the next one, this one. Vince, I want you to take this one. Digital natives, Gen Z.
It's very like true that we're the most used to technology because we grew up as technology was also, big innovations and all that. So like as we grew older, the technology grew beside us, and it became like a second nature to us with all the like new gadgets. My generation's always first to get it, first to use it.
Basically like another limb, right? You learn to use technology like it was another limb.
Yeah, and that's like it's played a big role in our lives now, especially now because everything's online, work is online, school is online. So, we're reaping the rewards of growing up next to technology.
There are lots of rewards. I was literally talking about this just earlier, actually, with a friend about how before I used to have to drive out to pay the bills. And now you can literally do everything from an app on your phone. So
amazing.
It's something else. And that's something that you guys grew up grew up with. In fact, side story, I saw a baby, literal baby of my friend who's not even a year old, and he was swiping
Yeah,
YouTube Kids and choosing his own videos to watch.
it's crazy.
So cute. Is that cute or is that
Real?
scary? That's
I
cute or
know.
scary.
I know.
You know what I like about this? I'm picking up things from all of you and I'm learning from them because that's where it's going.
That's
Get
the
stuck.
thing. That's the thing with you though, because
Yeah.
there's so
for
many
me.
people who are not like that.
I
While
know,
you and Ninang and Pops and Tita Reggie, you're all actually very eager to learn about us. I think that's why it's
Yes.
easy for us to talk about our differences in terms of like generation gaps and all these things, because you guys are
Yeah.
willing to listen, willing to learn, just as much as we're willing to learn naman din also from you. We also agree to agree and agree to disagree in certain things. In the Philippine context, how do you think we can bridge the gap among generations, Mom?
Learn from each other. You can't get stuck in your space and time. Like me, I learned a lot from Inka and my two other kids, Renzo and B. Talaga, sometimes ako pa nga napapagalitan nila, Mom, you're not supposed even. Especially the terms when you have to be politically correct.
That's right.
Oh boy, I am so like. Of course, they tell me in a nice, respectful way, pa rin, but I didn't know. I wasn't aware. Na parang, gosh, you can't say that, Mom. You can't just do this and stuff like that. Because in my time, parang, ganun eh.
Mm-mm.
So
You
now
You actually
Huh?
said the magic word for me to bridge the
What?
gap. The magic word is respect. Respect
Yes.
begets respect. This is one of the
Correct.
reasons why there's a gen gap exists. We sometimes lack, or we forget
Yeah.
to respect each other's opinion. We
Yeah.
forget to listen, not just hear, but listen, because listening is hearing with understanding. So that's what we
Yeah.
lack sometimes. We just tend to
True.
shut our ears and our minds with whatever opinion you have, and you don't try to accept or understand whatever this person has about a certain thing or a situation. It should be we should reciprocate that respect, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's why there is that gen gap.
I know, right? Yeah, you're so right, Nina. I wish I can say that for the silent generation when they're dealing with us boomers, because they're our children, because we are their children. Because I'm doing that to my millennial kids. Maybe it's also different time and space and age, right? So we're more open. So that's how it is. That's why the gap keeps getting wider and wider, right?
Right. You just have to keep an open mind. That's one for me. And an open communication. Communication is key.
It is.
Relationship across generations. That's very vital.
True. Vince, do you agree?
Yeah.
I do agree, 100%. All about respect.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
Your parents are cool. I mean, Vinci's parents, they're one of the best parents. So I look at him, they're like siblings.
Of course, Mom
Hi,
has to say
Vince.
that because Vinci's mom is her sister. So of course she has to say
Of
that
course.
she's cool, right? I'm
My
just kidding.
baby
She really is, though.
sister.
She is. Talaga, she is. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Nang, and thanks, Vince. Now I feel like at this point I want to go into viewers' questions. I want to know
Okay.
if you guys have any questions for us. Again, we're not experts or anything. We just like to talk. So very happy to let you know what we think. Now we have a question here. Is it also okay for Gen Zs and millennials to talk back to elders and say, okay, boomer? I read something online that said, okay, boomer the phrase "okay, boomer" came from the situation that, sometimes it's so hard to explain things to boomers. Like I said earlier, mom and Ninang are the types to listen. Ninang, Gen X, mom, boomer. They're the types to listen and to actually, try to understand where you're coming from. But there's so many boomers who do not do that. They just don't want to listen because they're the parent. This is it. My way is the way. You listen to me. I'm right because I'm the parent. And that's that. No other discussion.
It's a law.
And it's the law.
Yeah.
And the phrase "okay, boomer" came about from that because there are just boomers who won't listen. So
Yeah.
instead of spending so much energy trying to explain, the only thing the younger generations can say is "okay, boomer," because there's no use explaining anyway. So that's what I read, that where "okay, boomer" came from. Is it okay for younger generations to talk back? Personally, yes, I talk back to my parents all the time, but
Yep.
I do so with respect. You know what I mean? I don't,
Yeah.
when I argue, and I do this for every relationship that I have, friends, family, romantic, whatever. When I argue, I try my best to not say any bad words. I don't do personal attacks. I just focus on the issue at hand, because personal attacks are not going to help whatsoever. If you end up hurting the other person, then you both lose, right? So yes, I do talk back to my parents, and I think it's okay if you do so with respect, because it's a conversation. You're going to have to express your side and try to make them understand. So in that context, yes. What do you think, Vince? Do you talk back to your parents?
I say that I do in the same way as you, obviously with respect. So I think the older and the younger generation should understand that we grew up during different times. So we were exposed to different things and we all have different experiences. And nothing can change that because, the past is done and we're here now. So for me personally, I actually don't think it's okay to say "okay, boomer" just because someone who's older doesn't understand something that you're trying to explain to them. I think that we should say "okay, boomer," but in a way that we can explain whatever we have to explain to them in a proper and correct manner.
Yeah, in a tactful way. Very well said, Vince.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And like, a lot of people say that Gen Z is the weakest, quote unquote, generation because they're so sensitive. But I think the sensitivity is a strength. It's not a weakness. I feel like they always try their best to understand and be understanding and patient. So thanks, Bench. Next, I'm a millennial and I would like to know, how were baby boomers able to adjust to all the technology and age catching up to them? Mom.
Oh boy, talk about adjustment. It's the worst challenge of my life, really, because I'm just speaking for myself, okay, as a boomer mom, I have this attitude. I have this bad habit of, Inka, do this. Can you please, Renzo, can you just do this for me? B, can you I tell them to set it up for me. How do you do this? And then I don't have the energy and the space and the patience to listen to all the technicalities. So that is my fault. And I learned it the hard way. Like today, I'm home alone. Inka is somewhere, and she taught me how to operate this whole setup in just like 5 minutes, and she had to take pictures. So I have to go back to the pictures and say, okay, this is how you connect this and that. And I'm totally struggling, because I don't do this every day.
She legitimately panics.
I was like having a panic attack, and I said, oh boy, after this whole session, I'm going for happy hour.
Can I join you?
Bye. Let's do a Zoom, inumo. Let's do that, Nina. I will totally reward myself.
Yay.
Thank you, Inka. Thank you,
As
honey,
you
for really helping me. I feel like
course.
confident now, and
See, I
but
told
it's
you
a
to do it.
challenge.
I told
It is
you.
a challenge.
Right? It's a challenge, but when you overcome that challenge, it feels good.
Yes, it's
Thank
an
you.
achievement now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Do you remember everything I taught you today?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe another Zoom session.
It's okay,
Maybe 2 more
Mom.
sessions and I'll be fine.
Don't worry. You'll get it. You're a smart lady. No problem.
Thanks,
It's
hon.
been a really light and very fun discussion, also very educational. I learned so much from all of you. But before we end this one, we would like to hear some final words. Mom, what can you say about bridging the generation gap in families?
And families. Okay. Because, that's where it all starts. Well, it's either you bridge the gap or you just totally destroy it, So it's a hit and miss thing. So I think it'll have to really depend on the relationship that each and everyone has with each other. Like speaking for my family, we're all both sides, Magnaye and the Pellicer side. We're communicators, okay? So we like to talk about everything and anything. So we do that by having happy hour, drinking, going to the beach and all that. So we find ways. And like we said earlier, the learning doesn't stop because I want to keep learning because I don't want to get left behind, right? So I don't want to get stagnant. So I pick up on these things. That's how I bridge the gap. Sana the other generations would do the same also, would have that initiative to communicate, respect, and appreciate, we're all the same. You're not from a different planet, just different time. So just a different time.
That's so true, Mom. I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
That was so cute. I hope somebody got a screenshot of that face. Can you do that again? Other one.
See, that's what I learned from you also. Shastik, I'm 60 years old and I'm like,
I know. Yay!
this.
You're natural.
Diba? She's the
Your
original.
mom's like me. Vinci, your mom's like me.
Mom, make me gaya. Go.
Family pala.
Yay! Ninang, make me
Nakakahiya
gaya. Come join us here. Ninang, what about you? Do you have any final words?
Well, like what I said earlier, respect begets respect. You really need to have an understanding of the other person's opinion and thoughts. Do not judge right away. Listen, have an open mind, and maintain an open communication. That's the only way that you could bridge the gap. That's the only way you could understand each other. That's coming from me.
That's so true. That's lovely. Thanks, Ninang. Vince,
Yes.
what about you? Your final words.
Me, it's all about communication and understanding. Like Ninang Lin said earlier, we're from different times, and it's something that's hard to adjust to at first, but with communication and with understanding, it's definitely something that can be done. And it doesn't have to be something that's hard. It can be a good experience for everyone involved.
That's true. You make a great point, Vince. Thank you. And as for me, I really love what everybody said. I'm gonna jump off what everybody said today, and especially what Mom said about what did you say? We're not from different planets. We're just from different times. Yeah, and I understand the need of wanting to preserve how things were, because that's usually always where the disagreement happens, right? From one generation to another, the friction happens because times change and the new generation don't really do things the way the old generation does things. And we just have to understand that the times will always change. That's what we always say, right? The only thing, what was that? The only thing constant, nothing, was it? Mom, help me.
The only thing that's constant is change.
Thank you. There you go. That's the one.
You're welcome.
Change. So I think that's something that we have to keep in mind and just understand, respect all these all these words that we were bringing up today: understanding, respect, yes, communication, listening. I like what Ninang said earlier. Listening is hearing, but with understanding. That's really the only way to bridge a gap. Is you gotta meet in the middle and talk about it.
Easier said than done.
Okay. It's such a nice conversation, Mom, and then you're just like, yeah, easier said than done, though.
No, but it's true. It's true. Try it. It takes a lot.
Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy to do.
It's not
which
easy.
Is why it's something that needs to be like a conscious practice. Communication is a skill. It's not something inherent in everybody. It's a skill that needs to be practiced. And so is understanding.
True.
To everybody watching, don't be afraid if you feel like you're not getting it in like on the first try. It's fine. Not everybody gets it on the first try. So just keep it up, and then eventually it will become a habit, and then it'll just become like an inherent part of you. So there you go.
Communicating,
Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much to our viewers for tuning in tonight. Such a great conversation. This has been the Pellicer Magnaye Arceo family. And
Valdez too.
Diba? Dami. This has been #Generation Gap, brought to you by CNN Philippines in partnership with Mig Light. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.